One of the most influential movies of the new American cinema, The Graduate still influences filmmakers and film enthusiasts today. Through its inaugural and mainstream use of bawdy dialogue and lewd storyline, it's no wonder that it was the second highest grossing movie when it was released, sitting only behind The Sound of Music. Now, you might be thinking that with a video essay about The Graduate, that we would talk about something like this. Or maybe the implications of this. Or maybe even
plastics.
No, not that. I was gonna say maybe the use of Simon & Garfunkel music. But instead, I'd like to talk about the use of water imagery within the film. What we can see with The Graduate is that most every time water is on the screen, we can get a direct correlation and a deeper insight into the struggles of our hero, or maybe anti-hero, Benjamin Braddock.
Hi, Ben. What are you doing with yourself these days?
Oh, not too much. Taking it easy.
For example, at the end of the first scene where Benjamin is sitting in his room and Mrs. Robinson walks in looking for a ride home, the only water we see in his room is the fish tank. The problem arises when Mrs. Robinson throws Benjamin's keys in with the fish. Benjamin must then reach in and grab them, and it's here that all of his problems commence. Just like the water in the tank, Benjamin's problems are controlled now. Even as he reaches into the tank, while he is still wet, he still is large enough to avert any problems. While some might compare this to what Freud had to say about water, I think it solely relates to how Nichols wanted to get the audience involved, not just in the actual written and spoken story, but also in the aesthetic story as well.
Mrs. Robinson, you're trying to seduce me. Aren't you?
Fast forward through the movie, and we end up right in the thick of Mrs. Robinson and Benjamin's affair. And it seems like Benjamin has a pretty good hold on the entire situation. And who wouldn't with Simon & Garfunkel soundtracking the entire matter? This time when we see water, Benjamin doesn't have to immerse himself in it. Instead, he's lying on top of it, even enjoying himself and utilizing it to its full advantage. Without a care in the world, Benjamin rejects any idea that the water, or the affair, will have any form of lasting and negative impact on his life. As he uses the pool strictly due to the summer season he's in, so in the same way he uses Mrs. Robinson only as a means to an end now. However, as all great stories go, we know that things will not remain like this for very long.
Hey, Ben, Elaine's coming down from Berkeley soon. I want you to call her up this time.
I will.
Against Mrs. Robinson's inflexible request, Benjamin does take Elaine out and they enjoy themselves greatly. However, it's when he must confront Mrs. Robinson that he is into her daughter and try to tell Elaine that he has been in bed with her mother that things become a little sticky, or in the case of this video, a little wet. And they don't just become wet like a hand in the fish tank or relaxing on top of the pool. It's an absolute torrential downpour. This time, Benjamin cannot escape it. Not even Mrs. Robinson can escape the water this time. As Benjamin runs inside to tell Elaine about the whole matter, he first gets drenched by the rain, becoming completely consumed by both the rain and the problems at hand. As you might imagine, Benjamin is completely unable to avoid the water, which in turn means that he is completely inept to avoiding the large love triangle that he is in.
Goodbye, Benjamin.
That isn't the last time we see water on the screen, but I encourage you. The next time you watch The Graduate, which should be regularly, see if you can pinpoint other times that Nichols and his crew use this method to tell the audience about Benjamin's problems, not only through dialogue, but also through what we see on screen. The Graduate is extremely influential because of shots like this, and edits like this, and even endings like this. But now you know that the graduate is important in even more ways than those.